Welcome back. Well, Infosys has received a pre-show cause notice for a hefty 32,400 crore rupee GST amount, which the company counters saying it is fully compliant and eligible for refund against exports as well. What does this really mean? What could the implications be on this one? To discuss this, we have TV Mohandas Pai, former CFO and board member at Infosys. He's also the chairman of RN Capital. Mr. Pai, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, I went through Infosys's press release and there are two things here. First, it's a pre-show cause notice. So basically an audit observation sheet where officers issue observations and ask for some data. And second, they are talking about doing the payment in full and it's for a branch office which is abroad. So ideally, there should be no tax in that. What is your take on this? Do you think this will get, solved at the pre-show cause issue notice level already?
This is continuing tax terrorism to which India Inc. has been shown for the last 20 years. It happened in UPA, it happened in NDA. In 2014, Finance Minister Jaitley and the NDA manifesto said they will stop tax terrorism. The disputes were 4,25,000 crores. Today, the disputes have gone to 12 lakh crores. And see this document. This is a budget document. Taxes raised but not realized. What do they say? 1 year to 2 years, the amount in dispute is 6,58,000 crores. All right? So there's a deliberate attempt at tax terrorism for the last many years, and government has not been able to solve the problem despite this. Now, let me come to this case. Look at this case. There was a notice from the Karnataka tax authorities. The company said they went and met them and showed them the business model. What is the business model? You have a branch overseas which bills the client. The branch collects the money and remits the money to his overseas account to India. All right? And then you bill directly from here for anything that you do from here. All right? And the branch files a tax return overseas. There is no tax from the branch to the head office or head office to the branch because the branch does not provide any services to the head office. All right? They're two distinct entities created for a particular purpose. You could have a company there, a legal entity, or you could have a branch. That's how people work. And this has been how industry has been working. Large parts of industry have been working. This is a business model issue. Now, and then what happens after that? Just yesterday evening, suddenly the media says tax evasion 36,000 crores, alleged tax evasion. Then the company in the press release says, we heard it in the media, then we got the release. So who is doing what? So they read it to the media and create a fear and create something else. Then they send to the company for what? They could have called the company and said, we have some questions to ask you. Can you please explain what is your business model? Then what do they say? Oh, they had a branch. They have to charge tax. It has to be on a, they have to charge it there, then get a refund. Now, there is a company has said that there is a circular issued in June, which from the, from the ministerial committee, which says very clearly that there cannot be GST from an overseas branch to an Indian company.
Sir, if I could just interrupt you there, the tax period mentioned is actually from July 2017 to March 20. Yeah.
No, look, I understand all this. The clarification issue to say it was never there earlier also because it is very vague. Now, if you have a tax dispute, raise it within 1 year. You're raising after 5 years when the group of ministers or whatever it is has said very clearly that, this is not applicable. So what are you trying to? So issue a tax release. Look, I don't mind them calling a company, anybody, please do it. But why release to the media?
But I think Infosys, Mr. Pai, Infosys says they've already submitted all the relevant documents. So do you think...
Please read that. No, please read that. They went and met the Karnataka authorities and given all the documents, everything to them. And then DG Delhi issued this again. And this is a press.
So anyway, and yes, I do get that. And anyway, by law, you cannot issue two different notices for the same period, two authorities, right? So that anyway at the starters does not look right.
I'm concerned about one thing. This tax terrorism, why are you deliberately issuing things to the public to say alleged tax evasion when there's no tax evasion and hurting people's reputation? Why are you hurting people's reputation? Why are you creating this kind of a crisis? You could have called them over and told them, come and explain the business model because you don't understand the business model. It's a business model issue. It's not tax evasion issue. But it's an alleged tax evasion.
So what is the way forward now for Infosys? Or what is the team at Infosys planning to do?
Look, it cannot be held under law. It's illegal, unconscionable. But you see, please remember the problem in the country. Taxmen can issue any notice, create any demand, do whatever they want and say, go in appeal. I have met them as CFO. They told me, I got a tax target. I will issue the demand. You pay me and go in appeal, you'll win. And appeal takes 15, 20 years. This is tax terrorism at its worst. And it's been happening for many years. That is the challenge that we have to face.
Yes, I totally get you.
This is not going to impact the company. They don't have to provide anything because the pre-tax, they will explain. And, I'm sure, government, I'm sure the government will take note. I'm sure the NASCOM will come because there is a business model issue. And the circular is very clear. The law is very clear. I mean, this is nitpicking at the worst. And why are you doing it? What is the motivation for doing all this?
Yes.
That is what government should do. And why are you harassing companies? Today, business in India is living in fear. Business in India is living in fear. Tax rates, they announce everything. 60 to 70% of all appeals are lost. 60 to 70% of all appeals are lost.
Yes, we do get your point. And since it is just a pre-show cause notice right now, and the sources are suggesting company would just submit the documents. They've already, as you said, spoken to the Karnataka tax authorities as well. We'll have to see which way things go. But before that, of course, submission of documents on this particular thing will be very important. And as you said, this is a model which has continued. It was there in the service tax era as well, when a company had a branch office abroad and there was sharing of services there. But we take your point and we'll, of course, keep discussing this. Thank you so much for joining us today with your take and giving us a sense of what is happening on ground as far as this notice is concerned as well. We'll do one thing, we'll slip into a short break. When we come back, we'll get you more on the markets and stock-specific actions. Stay tuned for that.